Hello, CBS. Hello, NBC.
Das Oberkommando der deutschen Wehrmacht ist bekannt.
Jeder hat uns Augen frei auf unsere Grenze gestellt. Wir geloben, dass jeder meine Freund seine Pflicht.
Like 20, 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the frame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the passengers screaming around.
Suit, while Field Marshal Goering and Grand Admiral von Raeder rolled up at now.
Betreiber Sieg! Heil! Sieg! Heil! Sieg! Heil!
You are tuned to Access RTCW Radio, here on the TSN.
Germany, TSN Warwitch on the mic. We've got TSN Trillian with me as well. Welcome, Trillian. Glad to have you.
Why, hello, Warwitch. Hopefully I'm not overwhelmingly loud. I have a tendency to blow people out of the water with my powerful voice. But as long as I'm here and able to share the excitement with you, that's all that really matters.
Well, we've got some excitement planned. Putting me on last minute. Initially was going to be UN, Justice. But Justice down in the field, going to be you and I as we cover the action of ZTZ versus Dead Penguin tonight. RTCW, it is the one, the only, MP Village. Man, have we ever shoutcasted MP Village? We have, non-stop, for like 200 years.
Oh, MP Village. We seem to see it quite often, don't we? But it's such a fun map for me to cast. Maybe I'm the only one, but I enjoy this map an awful lot. I really think it's the tavern, though, that does it for me, and the wine cellar. Just all that alcohol, you can't go wrong.
Well, you've always been a crazy party girl. Trillian, our very own little girl gone wild, Pink Sportscast Network. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're just going to kick back, relax. We do have TVSN on server number 3 that Juno's going to be bringing live here in just a little bit for you. At least I think so. And with that said, it should be a good time. If you have Winamp 2.9 or 3.0, you can dial in, watch the video, and listen to the Shoutcast. So it should be good times ahead, Trillian. Good times. Z versus
Prepare to fight.
RTCW Battle on Dust Beachhead 2. And talking about that, some very interesting happenings in the world of Wolf right now.
Yes, you are correct. We've seen, I think I love ES Reality's title of their news post the most, Death Touch Afflicted. As we see some major changes in some well-known teams within BoB 2 and within the RTCW community. And I know you've been having a little bit of an opportunity to talk with at least one of the members of Death Touch. We finally have reached a decision. I know that things were a little bit up in the air for a while about what was going to happen to these teams. But I believe final decisions have been made on behalf of the OGL for BoB 2. And the details of what's been going on, if you want to check out esreality.com, there is a post there that details what all happened. But there's just, it's amazing when you wake up in the morning and you go and you check out the news sites and everything's gone upside down.
Oh, absolutely. You know, but it's that kind of thing that really keeps RTCW alive. It might be chaotic, It might be random, but it does add a little spice to the game, and it keeps things exciting. Now we've got some interesting times ahead to look forward to. A little Affliction versus Death Touch conflict will be a grudge match in which I definitely am not going to miss.
I hear you. It's going to be an interesting game to watch when it happens, if it happens, depending on how the teams continue through BoB 2. For those of you who aren't aware of what happened, Death Touch has 2 teams signed up for BoB 2. Death Touch 1, Death Touch 2. What's happened is almost the entire team, sans one person, has left Death Touch to join Affliction. Now, if you don't remember who Affliction is, they came in, I believe it was 5th place at QuakeCon. Might be a little off on those placements, but I do know that they are a team that has established themselves in the past. Now they have reformed, made up mostly of Death Touch members, and it's interesting to see that entire first roster moving to a new team. Death Touch 2 still intact, and the decisions were made today to allow Death Touch 1 to become Affliction. They will still remain Death Touch on the BoB 2 schedule, the BoB 2 roster, and everything like that. But in-game, they will be allowed to wear their new tag, or their old one, depending on how you look at it, of Affliction. Death Touch 2 will become the primary Death Touch team, again, remaining... keeping their information within the BoB 2 schedule on the BoB 2 ladders, but inside the team, they will be the one, the only Death Touch.
You know, we've got, and I'm not sure if he's got his mic enabled here, but Arcvile, our very own RTCW correspondent in the battlefield, also an admin for several different leagues and ladders. Arcvile, you have any thoughts on the recent changes in RTCW? If you're
Yeah,
there.
well,
Hey.
no, I don't know what to say about it, really. I was actually in shock when I found it. And actually, they didn't join Affliction. They basically came back. A lot of Sliznut and Brian were both original Affliction members, and Affliction totally broke up altogether. Then they decided, the Death Touch roster, due to internal problems, decided to
Reform it,
reassemble
basically?
Affliction. Yes, basically reform it. And so, you know, it's kind of interesting. Change is sometimes good. I don't know how long it's been since Affliction has been around. I'll have to look into that. In fact, I'm in pretty close with some of the Death Touch folks, so I've had a chance to talk to a lot of them, and I'm actually thinking about having something on air where we can cover a lot of it, because not only has this happened, there's been other issues, you know, like, of course, Clayton Capital coming back from retirement, still in the tournament. Paradigm Shift coming back from retirement, not in the tournament still, but also that's an interesting appearance. We're having all these new teams coming up and old teams reappearing. So, you know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I don't think it would be fair to justify all of it going on in just a little talk right now.
Prepare to fight.
I'm talking in console right here to Juno, as well as the teams and the admins tonight. Why don't you give us a rundown, Trillian, of the rosters?
Well, the rosters tonight looks like we're going to have Dead Penguins on the Axis team starting us out. So far we have ABM, Hells, Codewarrior, Assgasket, Poopstix, and Disko leading up that roster. Interesting names coming our way. For Team Z we have Dual 32, ricematic, sparatik, Prodigy, wyattearp, and Unkind. Looks like our match is about to begin in only 3 seconds here. Warwitch, throwing it back to you.
Well, go figure. I'm out in the land of IRC and the wild teams. Man, these OGL games just start mighty fast. Here's the story. Server number 3 will be going online shortly for TVSN. You've also got Wolf TV. You can check out TVSN if you'd like, with Winamp 2.9 and 3.0 going live on server number 3 here in about 5 minutes or so. Juno will be hopping in with us on our Ventrilo as we've got the incoming now. The incoming attack roster will be Z. Team Z versus the Axis defense on MP Village tonight. Axis defense in position now, 9:24 on the clock. Trillian, let's do it. All you.
Alright, looking in the tavern right now as the battle rages on. Here comes Unkind for Team Z. He's trying to get through to grab that forward spawn point for his team so they can actually spawn in that back courtyard behind the tavern. Gives them an advantage when they're making that push on the crypt. They want to plant dynamite out there. And oh, look at this fresh spawn for the allied team. They're halfway there, heading their way down into the wine cellar. gonna make their push on that crypt any second now. Looking out here in the cemetery, I see a lot of Axis soldiers getting set up, including ABM for dead penguins. He has his Panzerfaust out, gonna throw it down there. And what does he manage to do? He takes out Dual 32. At the same time, Sparatik making a major mistake there, diving on his own grenade. Fortunately, he takes out poopstix for dead penguins as well. As it stands right now, 8 minutes and 20 seconds left on this first half of the first round, and the crypt is still secure.
You know, I'm having a good time here. We're talking about your married life in the console. Oh!
Really?
Yeah, you're a big flirt. Wyatt's in love, and I said, well, she's married. What can you do? Who doesn't love the female Fraulein Axis RTCW Shoutcaster? Dynamite plant! Oh,
dear.
Let's get back to action, shall we? Let's be all rambling here. Who's the engineer? I don't
What a
think
great
Allied.
plan.
Yeah, incoming Allied engineer. Right here for Team T gets the plant. We've got 7:48 on the clock right now, waiting for the action to explode. Gold Crypt now secured by the Allies. Team T in a good position, controlling the graveyard now, waiting for any incoming action. Man, they are all over the graveyard. Team Z really bringing their A-game here tonight. 7:34 on the clock here in just a moment. The crypt will be open. Let's wait for the countdown. Wide open, and now the Allies take the gold. We've got a grab, first grab of the night. Sparatik with the grab, now down into the wine cellar. The crowd loving it, making the run up towards the northwest courtyard. Incoming rush now. Gonna try to bring it home and set an early time. Trillian, do you have a lockdown?
Yes, I do. Following Sparatik right now as he runs out of the tavern. He is all alone. He can't find any of his allies, and he comes face to face with a flamethrower.
Wow.
That's right, guys. We have a flamethrower on this map. It looks like the Axis team of the Dead Penguins have implemented that very unusual tactic, the flamethrower, but the flamethrower has been taken down, and Sparatik, now led by his teammate, meets up with Dual 32. Also has, who is that? That's ricematic right in the way. And here we go. We are just seconds away from a capture of that gold as they push through closer and closer to the vehicle. Here it comes, and it's done. The Allies have stolen the gold. The clock is set at 3 minutes and 29 seconds here on Village in favor of Team Z.
Well, it looks like we may just have. Well, I'm not going to jinx myself. Village can be a shoutcast that can literally last forever. 3:29 set by Team Z now. We're going to find out what kind of offensive push Dead Penguins have here in just a moment. Give us a very quick rundown of the stats.
Very quick rundown. Just going to tell you, Team Z doing the damage. Not only do they set a time of 3 minutes and 29 seconds, but their efficiency is at 70%. Unkind coming out with 100% efficiency. 5 kills, 0 deaths. Up on Dead Penguins, it's 29%. Everyone, we have 2 of them at 0% efficiency. Ouch, that has to hurt.
Taking a quick look here, TSN Juno with us on Ventrilo and on the server. Juno, welcome to the Shoutcast tonight. How are we looking for TVSN?
We are looking great. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up, get out of spec lock, and we should be good to go here.
All right. Once again, if you want to check out the new streaming technology brought to you by TSN, it's TVSN on server number 3, Winamp 2.9 or 3.0, and you're going to get a synced broadcast with video. It's going to be exciting. Wolf TV is also an option, and we're going to keep it rocking for you right now, so a big shout out to everyone involved waiting on 3 players. Let's do a quick sounder, and we'll be back at live in a moment.
Server you have running on your old 28.8 lacking? Tired of hunting for an empty server that you and your friends can practice on? You ever get TK'd and think, if I was the admin, I'd make them all pay? Want to have a server that you and your team can call home? Well, look no further. ClanBank personal game servers are up for the taking at www.clanbank.com. Offering low-ping servers for the lower budget gamer, ClanBank offers a variety of server options that cater to your little wallet that you probably just left in the washer. Crap. ClanBank servers support games like Quake 3 Arena, Counter-Strike, Soldier of Fortune 2, Urban Terror, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and much, much more. Visit our website at www.clanbank.com for more information on how you and your team can benefit from the luxury of your very own dependable and affordable personal server. That's www.clanbank.com. Stay tuned to TSN for this week's coupon code, and you can use it to get 20% off any ClanBank server.
got what it takes to beat Team Z. They better do it now and do it fast, ladies and gentlemen. Wild Times, TVSN Server 3, TSN Audio, Server 1, Trillian. Here we go at 258. Rock and roll. All you.
Alright, here comes the dead penguins. They've made their way across the map from their spawn point. Now they're headed into the tavern and they are meeting fierce opposition. Team Z set up and doing oh so much damage. I see a slew of allied bodies sinking into the floor. No one there to revive them. I head outside of the tavern and it's just body parts. A lone helmet sitting here all by itself. And the pain, it has been dished out. Team Z locking down that tavern. And not much time left when you think about it. You've got to get a dynamite plant and a grab of those of that gold and get it back to the vehicle in only 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Dead penguins have their work cut out for them.
You know, absolutely. Definitely a multi-pronged objective for the incoming allied teams. The Axis definitely have the advantage here tonight, especially when there is only 2 minutes remaining on the clock. A quick rundown of the defense here in the doorway of the tavern. Z Prodigy, Leutnant, Axis Army, Medic, Z Duel 32 in position there. Now it looks like we've got a little carnage going on. Z ricematic way in the back of the tavern with a nice line of sight to the front door. He's got his pistol out, but he is a soldat, and that means he will have the Panzerfaust, and he's just simply waiting for any incoming allies. But it looks like the allies are not going to be coming up through the tavern. We're going to be heading now through northwest, out and around towards the Axis graveyard, where it seems like we've got some action. Nice Panzerfaust going on. Ricematic laying the hurt down to 2 members of the incoming Dead Penguins roster. We've got signs of some allied bodies here around the crypt. 1 minute 22 seconds remaining. May as well now sound the 1 minute warning and pass it back to you.
Well, I was in here near the crypt watching as the Dead Penguins made a very dangerous but potentially successful proposition of coming through that graveyard and hoping to catch the Axis team of Team Z unaware. Unfortunately, their 2 medic, 1 engineer combination was unable to get through and actually plant dynamite on that crypt. And now, as we are within that final minute of play, it's not looking good. They still would need 30 seconds for the dynamite to explode and be able to grab that gold. I just don't see it happening in favor of Dead Penguins. Looks like this first point is going to go to Team Z.
Team Z definitely coming out of the stronghold here tonight. Very strong. 30-second warning on the clock right now. The countdown is now underway. 1-0 will be the score here in just a matter of moments for the Z roster. Trillian, as the time counts down, let me ask you this. What is, or rather, what does DP need to do to change things up to get some kind of momentum going in their favor? 12-second countdown.
It's going to be difficult to call that one because Team Z, I've seen them play in the past, and they are very talented. They have great defenses set up, and they know how to push through. I think that Dead Penguins may very well be held for the entire time unless they can sneak someone through and manage to change up their strategy quickly. They have to adapt. That's going to be the big thing for them.
Well, adaptation, important. Wyatt C making the report. 1-0 now in favor of Team Z in this little timeout, brought to you by Speakeasy DSN.
Why is Speakeasy the best broadband provider on Earth? Reason number 67, the Speakeasy Tell a Friend program. Speakeasy subscribers who refer a friend for service receive a $25 reward. That's right, all you have to do is tell your buddy to switch to Speakeasy and it's $25 in your pocket. Refer a business and earn $50. Not a Speakeasy subscriber yet? Give your head a shake. Great rates, gamer-focused, and kick-ass service means Speakeasy is your only high-speed choice. Join the thousands of gamers who've already made the switch and find out why Speakeasy is now the largest privately held broadband provider in the United States. www.speakeasy.net. Some restrictions apply. Must be a Speakeasy subscriber to qualify. See website for details.
Well, 9-8. You know, it's amazing to me just how quickly these games begin. The games of old, way back at the land of RTCW first began, it would take just like hours to even get a game underway. So a big shout out to the OGL admins tonight. OGL YC really running a tight game tonight. Now we got a little action going on for you here. 9:08 on the clock. 1-0 in favor of Team ZDP. Now with the chance to change momentum. Incoming allied roster. We've got Hell, Poopstix, Disko, Code Warrior, Assgasket, and ABM versus the Axis defense of Sparatik, Prodigy, wyattearp, Dual 32, ricematic, and Unkind standing guard against the Allied Coalition forces now. Trillian, you've seen some action. 847 on the clock. Give us a rundown of what's happened so far on round 2, step 1.
Will the Allies get through that tavern? Unfortunate for them, Team Z already set up and throwing out damage quickly, taking down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then their bodies destroyed by Panzerfaust and grenades. No reviving allowed in this first push by the Allied team. Now Team Z still set up in that tavern. I have a feeling they've sent at least one back to the crypt, just in case Dead Penguins take another attempt at sneaking in that back way. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to adaptation. Team Z is a very talented team, and I think that they'll have the ability to move quickly and adjust their defenses as Dead Penguins continue to try to find other ways to get through to the crypt. The question will be, can Dead Penguins keep things changing enough that Team Z won't completely adapt and they'll catch them off guard?
Well, we're going to find out. Down into the wine cellar now. Up we go towards the crypt. I've heard some action looking for any kind of green light. Got a green light now in the back of the crypt. Assgasket in position. He's got the plant. The goat going wild, and there we go. There's the plant incoming now. TP able to get it done. Assgasket doing it. Red light incoming Axis now, trying to shut it down. Here comes the Axis. Sieg running forward, looking for the engineer. We've got an engineer. No, that's a sold-out Unkind. Engineer in position. None to be seen. Panzerfaust from Unkind, taking down Assgasket, who goes down, spins over for that one. In just a moment, the crypt will be open. 707. Now DP in a good position to make the grab and retaliate against that 1-0 lead. The crypt is open. Incoming Allies, Code Warrior trying to make the grab, but Dual 32 as the Axis team in position now to secure the crypt against the incoming Allied forces. Got some more grenades exploding down here in the wine cellar. We're going to be seeing a secondary rush, or rather a third rush, from the DP roster here in about, T-minus 10 to 15 seconds. Trillian, do you have a lock in the incoming Allies?
Well, I am just hanging out in the crypt area waiting to see where the Allied team is going to come from, and I think this is about the time when I say, oh, I made the major mistake of anticipating based on the first round what was going to happen throughout this match. Dead Penguins coming through and surprising me with a very, very good plant on that crypt. Now the question will be, can they continue this momentum, get in and grab that gold and capture it and set a time that Team Z will be hard-pressed to beat? Still very quiet around the crypt right now. I'm not sure which direction Dead Penguins have been coming from, but as of yet, they have not successfully made it through to that gold.
Now, we had a smidge of Allied attackers on the rooftops here by the Axis spawn, but that has been shut down. Very little activity here. We're going to head back to the crypt now. If you check the console, you're seeing sporadic fighting. You're seeing a little bit of action right now, which suggests that we might want to head back to Northwest. Down through the wine cellar, let's head back towards the tavern to see if Team Z is responding Axis style to the incoming Allies. Now, Northwest is controlled by the Axis. Dead Penguin having a hard time getting the kind of assault they need here. Dual 32 right here at the front of the tavern, looking through his binoculars, going to be calling in an airstrike, an artillery strike as the incoming Allies now incoming to the MG-42 courtyard. Here's a rush. Incoming four-man rush. Allies Dual 32 support fire takes down Code Warrior, who is obliterated, and a major crossfire inside the tavern takes the Allies down, and it's over. Game over. That rush shut down. 5:01 remain on the clock. Nice support fire for Prodigy taking down Disko and Poopstix, and Trillian. Clearly, Team Z has got the upper hand.
That they do. They have set up, it's odd when you see this partway through the match. You know what's going to happen. If the Axis team can grab that forward spawn point, that front courtyard, take it away from the Allied team, then the Allies are going to be basically reset, sent back to their original spawn point and forced to fight their way either through the Axis spawn point or through that tavern. So we're getting a little bit of a repeat of the beginning of this match when Dead Penguins were throwing their entire team into that tavern and being taken down by the crossfire provided by Team Z. As of yet, we're reaching very close to that 4-minute mark. The gold has not been touched since this crypt has been blown. It's sitting here exposed, no one guarding it, but no one's coming in to take it either. And the action is still very far away.
Very sporadic indeed. It's curious to me exactly what DP might have in mind here at the moment. We do hear a little carnage making my way through the tavern and the village. We've got some of the axes in the field. It looks like Team Z is being very aggressive. In fact, they are now sending troops to the Allied spawn here, where they are engaging the Allies where they spawn. wyattearp looks like he's out in the field at the Allied spawn. Just kind of on a search and destroy mission, making his way around the village, trying to basically ambush the incoming DP roster. We've got a lot of carnage right here by the truck, surprisingly enough, and the destroyed cottage where wyattearp and his friends are here, taking the battle directly to the heart of the dead penguins. Dead penguins can't even get off the beachhead, even though we're not on MP Beach. They can't get out of the first portion of the village tonight at 3:09. Not looking good, and this is really one of the first times I've ever seen a team utilize this kind of aggressive strat. I think what's happening here is that Team Z realizes they have the upper hand, and part of this might be due to the fact of their aggressive strat that literally has pinned down the dead penguins, forcing them to play defense on a map on a time when they're supposed to be the offensive tonight. Now, we've got an Allies capturing the northwest courtyard. This could be a change for the dead penguins. Incoming now with the grab. They're going to be a respawn here in just a moment, but wyattearp is there with the recapture, and we've got a timeout on the server. Something is amiss. Trillian, any idea?
Alright, if you take a look at these rosters, sporadic for Team Z now at the 999 point. Not something you want to see in the middle of a match, especially not something as important as BoB 2. If the team loses, they are out of the tournament, so all these teams playing as hard as they can, they want to stay in, they want a chance at anything, any prizes being offered, and the glory, of course, of being the BoB 2 champion. So, you take a look here, and what are we, about 2 minutes, 39 seconds. We still have the game paused. The forward courtyard is untouched. The Axis team has control of it. The Allies, yet again, shoved back into their original spawn. The gold is safe, and things are not looking good for the dead penguins.
Well, this timeout, once again, now brought to you by File Shack, Team Sportscast Network, www.csnscentral.com. Wow, back in line. Team Z versus DP. Z up 1-0 so far. Yep.
Would you like your file served to you at mock speeds? File Shack is a network of lightning-fast servers with a direct cross-connection into the Speakeasy DSL user base, giving users of Speakeasy DSL priority network access for the quickest possible downloads from a truly massive file collection. All File Shack servers are hosted in Speakeasy DSL facilities around the USA on fully redundant internet bandwidth. That's a real nice balance spread across 11 major cities. So head on over to fileshack.com, sign up for your totally free account, and grab all the latest demos, mods, patches, and more. File Shack is administered by Steve Gibson of Shack News and maintained within the Speakeasy network. With File Shack, you don't need to wait. Everyone gets their files fast.
Welcome back. Man, oh man, been kind of a timid game so far. We're taking it easy.
Prepare to fight.
10-second countdown, 2:39 on the clock as we come back from the timeout. Trillian, Team Z, DP trying to get something done, but having a hard time as I hand the action back to you. Fight. Another timeout. Oh.
Alright, well, we almost made it into the game, but what happened is the Axis team of Team Z is currently locked. Double X is their substitution. He can't get himself in the game, and so he's kind of saying, hey, guys, you can't really start it without me. I'm right here. I just want to play. It looks like Sporadic unable to get back into the server, having trouble with his connection. Thankfully, Team Z all set up with their backup. Now the roster for Team Z, Dual 32, Prodigy, wyattearp, Unkind, and the newcomer Double X with ricematic. Over on the Dead Penguin side, still fighting their way through poopstix, assgasket, Hells, Disko, Codewarrior, and ABM. Our match back underway. Not much time left for Dead Penguins to set the clock from this first half of the second round.
Well, 2:19. Let's see what's going down. Incoming Allies, Dead Penguins, again showing a very, dare I say, impotent offense so far. These guys have got to cook up something a little bit different tonight. They're really not probing very hard against the Axis defense. They're definitely a lot of that attributed to the offensive push that the Axis have placed on them. If I can even speak, I'm rambling like John Madden or something. Let's go back to the Allies Allied spawn area to find out where we got a slew of Axis bodies here. Yeah, we've got the Axis all over the Allied spawn zone. Basically what is happening here is that Z now dropping incoming airstrikes. Here's the Allies spawning in their spawn zone. Incoming airstrike. Everybody runs for cover, and there's a major kill. Spawn kill right there at their own spawn site. Support fire from Duel 32 takes down poopstix, assgasket, and codewarrior. It's just game over. That is what is happening tonight. It took us a little time to figure it out, but on the other side of the Allied spawn, 4 to 5 members of Team Z are there, and every time they spawn in, they drop the airstrikes, they hit them with panzers, they throw the grenades. That is why Dead Penguins cannot get towards the crypt, because they cannot even get mobilized. There's some more support fire. Prodigy laying the hurt down. Incredible. Yabol. Very frustrating. 4-man kill support fire. Let's hear it for that one. Prodigy laying the hurt down. Fucha. Take it out. Assgasket, poopstick, Hells, and codewarrior in another respawn. Man, oh man, ZP's being raped at home. Not good.
Well, when you take a look at that last support fire kill set, you've got the support fire from Team Z's Prodigy taking out 4. Then they follow it up with a bit of a Panzerfaust action, and then wyattearp adds insult to injury by knifing the remaining Dead Penguin player of ABM. Another spawn comes through, and yet again we see a full crew of people going down. This time, the Axis team feeling a bit of pain along with the Dead Penguin.
Definitely the Axis. Team Z got it figured out. Here comes another airstrike. Each airstrike now the respawn. DP diving for cover. All the lieutenants dropping airstrikes all over. Incredible support fire. Look at the console explode as Duel 32 does a 2-man. Prodigy does a 1. No, Duel 32 does a 3-man support fire kill. Followed up, man, it's just crazy. Axis versus Allies, and that is no time set on the clock here as DP cannot even get out of the spawn zone. Z rape them and lay them down in some field. It's over for those bad boys. Let's hand it back to you.
Well, taking a look at the efficiencies here, you have Double X. Well, he came in late, so we can forgive him for having 100% efficiency because it was only 1 kill, 0 deaths. But you take a look at Duel 32, he was the one handing out all of that support fire. 26 kills, 4 deaths, giving him 86% efficiency. Right behind him is Unkind with 21 kills, 4 deaths, 84% efficiency. You take a look over at the Dead Penguins, and they were only coming in at 26%. This time, all of them getting a couple of kills each, but only one, the highest one, ABM, 42%, 8 kills, 11 deaths. Dead Penguins, that had to be one of the most frustrating situations to be in.
Absolutely.
Support fire after support fire from Team Z taking them down.
Major spawn rapage. Don't see that a lot on MP Village, showing that Team Z is confident, deploying their troops in a forward position. Hell of a lot of lieutenants versus the incoming Allied respawn. Man, DP now, Axis defense. Z's got 10 minutes on the clock, and their fastest time is 3:29. Will they go up 2-0? We're going to find out in about 30 seconds. Stand by.
The Online Gaming League is a gaming community
Prepare to
website
fight.
maintained by a dedicated staff of volunteer gamers. Founded in 1997, the OGL has grown to become the world's largest action game competition website. The OGL has served more than 500,000 gamers since its inception and continues to grow at a phenomenal rate with ladders available for virtually every type of online competitive game in existence. The OGL has something for everyone and draws the best players each game has to offer. Come join the ladder that matters and see if you have what it takes to be number one at www.worldogl.com.
1-0 lead for Team Z. Now, as the Allied ass-kicking coalition troops, incoming 6-on-6 OGLs. Battle on Zon's Beachhead 2 continues, and the RTCW on 9:22 on the clock. Let's call down the thunder. Trillian incoming now. Allies already capturing the northwest courtyard and making the magic happen. What is going down?
Well, I was watching Dead Penguins, the Axis team, making their way into the tavern as would be expected. However, they arrived just a little bit too late as Team Z, already pushing their way well through that tavern, almost made it to the courtyard without even seeing a member of the Dead Penguins. They do finally get through. Yellow light on the back of the crypt. Dynamite has been planted by ricematic from Team Z, but a huge Panzerfaust coming out, taking, looks like Dead Penguin's health, throwing out that Panzerfaust to take out the engineer, but it's not going to matter as we have 2 dynamite planted on that crypt. Looks like Team Z gonna blow the crypt before we even reach the 2-minute mark.
8:27 remains. DP struggling now as the Axis defense versus incoming Team Z. One dynamite about to explode. Both dynamites open. Allies steal the gold. We've got to grab. It is now duel 32 down into the wine cellar as an engineer. Did not even have time to change his class. He is the engineer from the previous rush. Rush number 1 incoming northwest now into the tavern. Here he comes now making the run. Lots of defense in position. Now the Allies switch to a carrier that is indeed a medic. We've got the grab now by Double X with the grab MG42 courtyard now heading towards the Allied courtyard, backed up by his full complement of troops. Poopstix goes down. Major Panzerfaust takes down everybody. It looks like the gold is down in the field, brought to you by DPABM, who makes a 3-man Panzerfaust kill and gets the return as the objective is secure right there on the first Allied courtyard. Very nice play from DPM from the Dead Penguins roster. Is going to buy them a little bit of time. They're going to have to enforce that defense around the crypt, but they're not going to be able to, TA, because we've got another grab by Double X. Double X with the grab. What direction is he taking the goal?
Well, I was too distracted by you calling me DA. Someday I'll get over that, but, you know, it just happens from time to time, and I feel confused. Double X right now, he is approaching that Axis spawn point. They're going to head through the cottage and sneak their way through and see if they can avoid the Panzerfaust being thrown out. Double X all alone. He has no one to guard him, but he's going to try to sneak his way in. I'm following him as he jumps through the trees, jumps over some boxes, and he's getting closer and closer to capturing that gold. What is he doing right now? He's being boosted by his teammate up over through the broken gate area where the aqueduct runs through. But here comes assgasket.
Oh, down! Oh, man! Their antics.
The Panzerfaust.
Their antics do not pay off. That was the second boost attempt that they made. Very tricky little maneuvers, moving through the village, boosting each other in all kinds of wild and crazy routes back home, but assgasket was not going to have any of it. Made the return, but now we've got another grab. Ricematic right there to make that shadow cap on the gold. I do not have a lock on Ricematic at the moment. I'm here in the tavern looking for any sign of him. I've got some allies here, but it looks like the allies are heading back towards the crypt to ensure that they can get yet another shadow cap just in case the gold is grabbed or rather returned. At the moment, no sign, and that's the reason why, because the allies going to walk it home at 4:11 right from out under our noses. Trillian getting it done. 2-0.
Amazing. 4 minutes 11 seconds. I am amazed at Dead Penguin's ability to utilize that Panzerfaust when they needed it most. You can imagine what the time would have been had the Dead Penguins not managed to get 2 full Panzerfaust kills, taking out, I think, 3 members of Team Z each time. And yet, even with that defensive setup, they were still only able to hold off Team Z for 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and Team Z getting the second point. It's now 2-0 as we head into the third round.
2-0. Team Z dominating here tonight in the first RTCW BoB 2 matchup tonight. Server number 3, TVSN. Hope you're dialed in, having a good time. Server number 1, streaming audio. Back and live in a moment.
On April 7th, 2003, TSN will proudly present OGL, the Online Gaming League's return to Castle Wolfenstein Battle on the Beachhead 2 tourney.
Tune in and listen to all the coverage on and off the battlefield as the best RTCW teams duke it out face to face. Our best casters will bring it to you live. For more information, visit OGL's BoB 2 website at bob2.worldogl.com. All this and more on your choice for the esports revolution. TSN.
I'm Todd Hollingshead from Big Software and listening to Return to Castle Wolfenstein tournaments on TSN kicks ass.
Sorry.
Well, come on and all that Snell and Axis fun. Wild party time. Girls Gone Wild here with Trillian on the mic with me, and Warwitch. Fun times. 2-0 lead with Team Z. Let's talk about the Allied incoming. Double X Ricematic Duel 32, wyattearp, Unkind, and Prodigy 4, Team Z, DP, Disko, codewarrior, poopstix, Hells, ABM, and assgasket. Man, DP, not having much fun. Dynamite plant, dynamite crypt already. Man, oh man, incoming Team Z are dominating here tonight. Could be a quick 3-0 victory. Truly.
Well, watching as Duel 32, the engineer for Team Z, makes his way already to plant dynamite on that crypt. Again, we're going to see the crypt blown before we reach the 2-minute mark, this time even faster than last round. Dead Penguins, they're going to be calling on their Panzerfaust yet again to keep Team Z at bay. Once they grab that gold, there it is, the crypt has been breached, Double X grabbing the gold, and Warwitch, this may be over more quickly than I had even anticipated.
You know, absolutely. Rambling as I was, I did not even see what direction the carrier went, so we're just going to go ahead and head right now. I've found him. Into the tavern we go now. Double X with the grab, that's right. He's the half-brother of Triple X. Incoming, Team Z, Double X medic action with the cap waiting now. In the MG42 courtyard, waiting for reinforcements. Here come the reinforcements now. Allied Coalition, Duel 32 medic. Team Z into the Allied courtyard. Heading now to the Gauntlet and Destroyed Cottage action. This is the do-or-die time to set the time, 7:51. Team Z feeling confident with the grab. Incoming, no sign of Axis, charging forward, bounding forward now, trying to set the time. No opposition, Axis nowhere to be found, and there is the grab. Woo-cha. 2:19, my god, it's game over. We should just leave now.
You know, it's one of those things where you really don't want to say it because, well, it just seems so unfair, but hey, hi Todd Hollandhead.
Hi Todd, he just wants to Shoutcast.
He wants to be involved, he misses QuakeCon,
he does.
And is just wanting to get some early action there. 2 minutes and 19 seconds, unbelievable on Village, as Team Z 65% efficiency, Dead Penguins 34% efficiency, and we're headed already into the last half of this third round. I think you pretty much called it. We'll watch and see what Dead Penguins do, but it would take more than a miracle for them to beat that time.
Well, this round 3, set 1, set 2, I don't know, brought to you by psychoservers.com.
A competitive clan without a home server is kind of like selling a Rolex out of the back of a rusty van. Sure, it might be the real thing, but more than likely it's a hunk of crap. Please, head over to www.psychoservers.com and check out the craziest prices anywhere for game server hosting. No matter what your game, Psychoservers has you covered. So get off your ass and get your clan a place to call home. Welcome back not included. Insane performances, plain crazy prices. An ad brought to you by Psychoservers. www.psychoservers.com.
www.psychoservers.com. 132. Look, I mean, it's almost game over already. I'm gonna head right now to the Allied spawn point with DP. They have it even. I can't get there. Well, I gotta get over the Constantine wire. Yeah, we've got a lot of Panzerfaust action going on. It looks like we do have some trouble here. Let's go back to the spawn point now. We've got some of the Allies trying to muster forward with 113 remaining. Not looking good. Let's sound that 1-minute warning. Trouble times.
That there are, as we're looking at the crypt, no one in sight. The Allies, even if they got through right now, man, they'd have to be walking on the crypt right this second to even manage to take this away. But I do see some Allies, unfortunately. Oh, there it is. We have an engineer, Dead Penguin's assgasket, coming around the corner, tossing down the dynamite. He has a yellow light, has his fires in hand, and the dynamite has been planted. However, 30 seconds must pass before that dynamite explodes, and you know what? That's going to give the Dead Penguin 9 seconds to get the gold back to the transport. Warwitch, I'm sorry, but I have never seen it happen that quickly. Unless someone has some great hacks on behalf of Dead Penguins, that gold's not making it back to the transport.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be warp speed, and that's the wrong game. 11-second countdown underway. In fact, now we've got Axis members. Allies taking the gold at 6 seconds remaining. Good game to both teams, but
the Axis win.
The Axis win. It is, in fact, game is the hell is the over. Right here. Right now for the Axis. Taking the win. Wow, let's talk about it.
Oh, wow. Take a look. I'm just one more time taking a look at the efficiencies for these two teams. The Axis team this time feeling a little bit more pain, but you know, that was only 2 minutes and 19 seconds for Team Z to try to take out the Allied team. 59% efficiency overall, and of course, Dead Penguins 40%. Code Warrior being their man of the hour. 5 kills, 4 deaths, not enough to give them the point they needed to stay in this game. Well played to both teams. Duel 32 giving me a shout out. Hey man, great to see ya. Congratulations to Team Z, who does move on in BoB 2. And if they can keep up the performance that they had tonight, first round 3 minutes and 29 seconds, second round 4 minutes 11 seconds, third round 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Incredible. If they keep this up, they're going to go a long way.
You know, absolutely. Things really starting to heat up in the BoB 2 OGL Battle on DOS Beachhead 2 action. BoB 2 Battle on DOS Beachhead 2. It's all the same thing. Like I said, things really starting to heat up now with the likes of DT forming or reforming Affliction, DT2 stepping up and leaving the secondary division behind. I mean, just wild times ahead. Clan Capital, Darkside, all the clans from the glory days of RTCW are making a return. It's good times for the Wolf, and Trillian and myself will be back to talk about it in just a moment.